Did I marry my best friend? My so and I have been in the talks about whether we should stay married or not. We are currently starting a trial separation, with therapy involved. We've been together for several years, most of our adult lives. Our marriage has been nothing but great. We don't really have fights. We get along and have open communication, neither of us is abusive, no one has cheated, our intimate life is great. Everything seems good and wonderful, obviously very minor problems like every couple has, but nothing major. However, I am constantly lonely, sad and depressed, not happy at all. I feel like if my soul were with someone else, I honestly wouldn't care. I would be happy for them. I know I love and care for my so greatly, and we both agree that if we were to divorce, we would 100% still be great friends. We have no kids. So, I guess, I'm confused if this is normal to feel with someone you're in love with, or did I just marry my best friend? I don't know if I can get back to being in love or if it's normal not to be. Anyone in or were in a similar situation, advice would be greatly welcome. I was in a similar situation. I posted on here a couple months ago stating the same thing about my boyfriend. Been together 8 years. Everything is perfect with him and he is so sweet, kind, amazing, someone I can trust 100%. How you describe your relationship is exactly like mine. But I wasn't happy. I couldn't figure out why. Then I went to the doctor and he said I had anxiety, depression, and OCD. Well, now I take medication for that and have lost 20 pounds and I feel amazing. It wasn't him, it was me. It was one of the best decisions I made. Make sure you check out your mental health and at least get evaluated. It could help out a lot of things. I really think you should see a doctor to get screened for depression. You're showing a lot of signs of it just in this post. This may not be related to your marriage at all and could be treated. I don't know, my so is my best friend and I can't imagine my life without him. Sounds like you're either depressed or you're bored and you felt like you settled. Marriage is a lot of work. I'm glad you're seeking therapy. You sound deeply depressed. It can create a high degree of numbness to life. Consult a doctor for a diagnosis. Hopefully therapy and medication can make you feel better. This honestly sounds more like you're dealing with some kind of depression that may have nothing to do with him. I would definitely advise seeing a therapist first before taking a divorce route. My boyfriend called me easy and now I don't feel comfortable having sex with him. What do I do? My boyfriend, 24M, and I, 21F, have been dating for almost 4 months now, and it was an instant connection. We flirted heavily with each other, and have what I thought was a fulfilling sex life with each other. However, my boyfriend likes to tease and extend foreplay, while I don't mind jumping straight into it. I know I have a high sex drive, and prefer to tease during the act rather than before it. He's made comments previously about my eagerness. First as a joke that he gets it anytime. The second time, we talked about me initiating less and letting him take the lead, which is fair, and I actively stepped back and started teasing him more. I thought I was doing a good job of calming down and that things were going well. 2 nights ago, however, we were chilling watching video games together when he suggested having sex, to which I positively agreed, and got further confirmation from him that he was being serious. So, an hour-ish later, I started coming on to him. He didn't respond that great, and said it was too hot. It was a warm night, I'll admit, so I calmed down and said okay. We talked a little more and I joked that he started it, to which he responded, "You came on way too strong and that I'm too easy." This really shocked me, and I didn't know how to take it. While I never think sex is something to be ashamed of in any way, for some reason I immediately felt embarrassed and completely turned off. I don't know why, but being called easy by the person you love just sucked. This has really made me question a lot, as now I feel as though he's asking me to be something I'm not, and I don't like the feeling of being ashamed of something I'm usually not ashamed of in the first place. I'm asking for advice, because he and I have a fantastic relationship emotionally, but now for me, physically I feel weird. What do I do? Don't have sex with any guy who makes you feel uncomfortable about yourself, ever. There are guys out there that will love every part of you, just as you are. Go find one. Stand up for yourself and take note of how he reacts. If he gets defensive and tries to make everything your fault, that is a giant red flag. How guys respond when you tell them how you're feeling is sometimes the quickest way of finding out if they truly care for you. If he tries to make it your fault, he doesn't care about your feelings. Dump him. Honestly, that sounds harsh, but he is being a total jerk. He wants to be the man, so you aren't allowed to initiate or want sex first. Then he says he wants sex but then turns you down when you proceed and calls you easy. I promise there are literally tens of thousands of 20-something guys who will love that about you and have a strong emotional connection with you instead of calling you names and making you feel like crap about yourself. He sort of sounds like a bag. Anyways, maybe his sex drive is lower, or he likes it when his partners pretend they don't want sex, which is weird, but whatever. I wouldn't continue dating a guy who thought I was easy. Sounds like he wants to be in control, and when she tried to initiate, he shamed her to put her in her place. Now that they're several months into dating, he feels like he can let his true colors show. How does wanting to have sex with your boyfriend make you easy? He's an idiot. He's only been dating you for 4 months and he's already insulting you. Girl, please break up with him and find a guy who will happily have sex with you and never judge you for it. Oh, screw him. Once dated a guy who said it was unattractive when I initiated and it made him want me less. Wrecked my self-esteem. The guy was not a catch. It's manipulative and designed to kill your confidence so they break you down easier. Run. Normal guys love sex initiation. I'm leaving my depressed boyfriend and it's breaking my heart. My boyfriend, M23, and I, F24, have a complicated on and off history. The off periods generally coincide with severe episodes of depression of his. He ghosted me for 6 weeks or so, and I ended up confronting him at his house, fully emotionally prepared to break up, but it was confusing. He seemed so dead inside and unlike himself. He said he was afraid, that he was cold. He said he loved me and wanted to be with me, asked me if rather than break up we could talk about it. All I asked was for him to text me this week so we could set a time to talk, and nothing. Depression has stolen the man I know him to be, so cruel and cold and distant. He's becoming self-destructive. I don't think his friends are good for him. I've written a letter with everything I want to say. The only thing stopping me from sending it is hope. I want so badly just to curl up on his chest and cry. I don't want to leave him. I love him. I can't see my life without him in it, and I can't help but feel there is more I could have done. But he's not there for me. He does nothing and I feel so hurt and alone. I just don't know what to do anymore. I would have done anything for him, even if it meant sitting on his steps and waiting, but he says nothing. Any advice or tips or anything? Too long didn't read. My boyfriend has depression and I don't know how to reach him. Should I say goodbye? Edit. Wow everyone, I am so overwhelmed by the response to this post and am taking the time to read all of the advice and anecdotes everyone is providing me with. Thank you all so far. I feel like it is very important that I add, I do not believe him to be suicidal, but rather that he just isn't in a good place mentally, possibly is struggling, and shutting me out while doing so. It sounds like your boyfriend might benefit from a visit, virtual or in person, to a doctor. A physician can assess his symptoms and prescribe therapy or medication that will help his mood. You might benefit from reading about depression and what you can do to help your boyfriend. Sometimes just sitting with someone so they're not alone is enough. Depression is not fun. When I started to notice his behavior beginning to change and he started to express being trapped in his brain, I did encourage him to visit his doctor and sent many resources, EA forums, chat lines, etc. he could use if he didn't feel comfortable talking to me. I would sit with him if that is what he wanted, but he is just so bad at communicating that I don't know what he wants. He avoids all texts, calls, messages, and even when I visited him he didn't have an explanation as to why, just that he was afraid, and I'm worried that if I show up unannounced again it could just trigger him, i.e. maybe this is a subtle hint he wants to be left alone. I just don't know what to do. I have been dealing with depression for about 4 years now. It's easy to go numb and push away the people you care about because you feel like they're better off without you, or you don't actually mean that much to them. It's taken therapy and medication for me to get back to a semblance of normal and have a healthy relationship. However, I had to first admit what was wrong and then take the steps to fix it. It's far from easy, but if your boyfriend wants any kind of future with you, that's what he has to do too. If he's not willing to try that for himself, you, or your relationship, then that's probably a sign that you're not the best matches for each other. I've been there. Sweet, active, perky, fun girlfriend who wanted to do all the things but couldn't get my partner to do anything. I stayed for 8 years, 20 to 28. If that's not supposedly my prime, I don't know what is. I tried so much. I tried to hold us both up. Eventually I crumbled. 6 years in, I developed crippling anxiety. I actually sought treatment and therapy while my partner did not. I got better and realized I'd wasted my entire 20s trying to drag around an extra 200 pounds of dead weight. Please send it. Just do it. He knows it's coming. It's going to be better than okay. You know how you're hurting right now, BC. You have so much love to give and he won't accept it. There's literally millions of boys who want someone to love them and to love back. You deserve love and you'll have it. I'm 38 now, and my partner now is so loving I literally have to ask her for space, when that used to be me. My bedroom has fresh flowers, candles lit on a casual Friday.